Now, I will tell you how the first mechanical dolls, capable of writing calligraphic letters, were created behind the walls of the Chinese Imperial Palace and what riddle they held for European ambassadors. In the very heart of the Forbidden City, behind 19 high walls painted in the color of cinnabar, there existed a place called the Chamber of Celestial Mechanics. This was the private study of the Qianlong Emperor, a ruler whose intellect blended Eastern contemplation with the passion of a Western scientist. In the 18th century, wonders were created in Beijing that took the breath away from European ambassadors. The emperor's greatest pride was his mechanical dolls, androids capable of executing calligraphic characters with the precision of the era's greatest masters. Imagine the silence of the throne room, enveloped in the aroma of sandalwood and thin wisps of incense. Before an astonished embassy from England or France, a small figure of a page boy, dressed in a silk-embroidered robe, would be brought out. With a light turn of a gold key, the emperor would wind the mechanism hidden in the doll's back. And then, a true feat of engineering would occur. The doll would slowly dip its brush into ink, shake off the excess drop against the edge of a jade inkwell, and begin to write on the finest rice paper. These were not just scribbles. The mechanical page would draw the character for longevity or peace, observing all the rules of brush pressure and tilt that a human takes decades to master. The feat of the Qianlong Emperor was that he turned mechanics into a philosophy. He believed that if a machine could replicate the most sacred art of the East, calligraphy, then there was no barrier between the human mind and the laws of the universe. His intellect allowed him to spend hours discussing gears and springs with Jesuit mathematician monks. In this study, crowded with clocks of all kinds, the emperor sought a way to stop time, or at the very least, subject its rhythm to his will. These dolls were famous for having secret programs embedded in their mechanisms. If wound in a special way, they could write a secret message intelligible only to the emperor. His primary wife, Empress Xiaoxiankun, was his muse and the only person with whom he shared the joy of these discoveries. She was famous for her modesty. In a palace drowned in gold, she preferred to wear flowers in her hair instead of precious stones. Her achievement was the quiet support of her husband in his endless reforms. When the emperor spent his nights in the mechanical workshops, she would bring him tea made from wild plum blossoms, which, according to legend, cleared the mind and sharpened the eyes. She understood that these mechanical toys were not mere amusement, but a way to show the world the power and subtlety of the Chinese spirit. The emperor's children grew up amidst these wonders. From a young age, his sons studied not only Confucian canons, but also the design of astrolabes. One of his daughters, Princess Haxiao, was so intelligent and energetic that her father often said, "Had you been a man, I would have handed you the throne without hesitation." She inherited her father's passion for precision and order, becoming famous for her ability to manage vast estates with the efficiency of an experienced minister. The Qianlong Emperor lived a long and brilliant life, 87 years. He was one of the longest reigning monarchs in world history. His achievements were not only military. He expanded the borders of China to unprecedented dimensions, but also cultural. He compiled the colossal Siku Quanshu Library, which included all the significant books of the empire. But his true passion remained mechanics. During his travels through the southern provinces, he always took a mobile workshop with him to repair mechanisms or invent new ones during stops. Qianlong's main contribution to history is the creation of a bridge between East and West through science and aesthetics. He proved that progress does not belong to any single culture. His mechanical dolls were not just toys, but a symbol that a ruler's intellect must encompass everything. From governing millions of people to the delicate hair of a brush in the hands of an android. The riddle that these dolls held for the ambassadors was simple, yet unfathomable. One of the androids, gifted to King George III, would, under specific lighting and key turns, write not an official greeting, but a short phrase in Latin. Veritas in motu, truth is in motion. It was a subtle hint from the emperor that stasis and rest are death, and the greatness of an empire depends on constant renewal and development. For years, ambassadors wondered how a doll created in secluded Beijing could know the language of ancient Rome, unaware of the emperor's secret connections with learned monks from all over the world. Qianlong's study in the Forbidden City still preserves that special atmosphere where the ticking of thousands of clocks merges into a single rhythm of history's pulse. Here, every object, from a porcelain vase to a tiny screw in a mechanical nightingale, tells of a man who wanted to understand the structure of the universe. His life was a grand spectacle where the curtain never fell, and the actors were made of gold, silk, and brilliant engineering thought. Today, looking at these calligraphic masterpieces created by mechanical hands hundreds of years ago, we realize that a ruler's true achievement is the striving to leave behind not just borders on a map, but admiration for the human mind. The Qianlong Emperor was a prisoner of his status, but free in his imagination. Let this image of the emperor, leaning over a blueprint of a mechanical dragon in the silence of a Beijing night, conclude our long journey through the royal halls of the world. We have seen that behind every crown hides a person looking for answers to eternal questions. All of this is part of one great story of humanity, striving toward light, knowledge, and beauty. The voices of history are quieting down, the mechanisms are slowing their pace, and the last drop of ink is drying on a rice paper. The world is great, its secrets are inexhaustible, but now you have the keys to the most secret rooms of great palaces. Keep them, and let them remind you that greatness is born where dream and labor meet.